Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to impart techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is Digital Asset Management for Retail. Our guest speakers today are Mr. Ravindra Pathak, Manager Technology Sapien Nitro, and Mr. Srijit Kakasari, Manager Technology Sapien Nitro. Ravindra has specialized in architecture and design of enterprise scale web content management solutions using HP Autonomy Interwoven suite of products. He has designed web content management solutions for large enterprises in the telecom, airline, software, BFSI, automotive industries, and also some of the largest retail platforms. He is a subject matter expert on content design, content lifecycle processes, performance storage and delivery optimization for high-volume content transactions, performance tuning, and CMS integration with various external and internal enterprise systems. Our co-speaker, Mr. Srijit, has 12 plus years of experience in application development and has expertise on front-end web, .NET and CMS technologies involving pre-sales, consulting, implementation to production rollout, and support for autonomy interwoven products including TeamSite, OpenDeploy, MediaBin, Verity Search, Autonomy Idle, MetaTagger, LiveSite, and generic ECM solutions. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speakers. Over to you, Mr. Ravindra.
Thank you, Mohini, for the introduction. So we'll just start the screen share. Hope everybody can see the screen share now. So first of all, thanks everyone for joining today in spite of it being a D-Day and giving us a chance to strike off one item of the list of to-do things before the D-Day arrives. And I have here along with me my good friend and colleague Srijit, who's going to basically set today's agenda and give us a brief introduction of digital asset management. Right. So over to you, Srijit, for the agenda and an introduction to DAM.
Thanks, Ravi. Welcome, everyone. Let's have a look at what we have in store in this session for you. The agenda starts with a little bit brief introduction about digital asset management. We'll explain what exactly is the term DAM for people who are new to the terminology. Then we'll let you know how and why DAM is used in large enterprise solutions. Ravi will be discussing about how DAM has been utilized in digital retail platform. We'll be having a use case with one of our customers being a case study. Since we are in most of the DAM solution, we deal with a large part of images, large volume of images. Ravi would be discussing about the solution approach we have taken and what are the criteria we have used for scaling, the tools and the APIs that we have used for comparisons, what are the considerations like quality, what is the resolution, and he'll be presenting about his recommendations and the parting thoughts. So let's start with the basic introduction to what digital asset management or DAM, which would be what we will be referring to in this session, means. A traditional DAM is something, for a layman, it would be a repository where we keep all the digital assets, like images, your videos, your audio files, your PDF, your documents, your brochures. All this, it acts as a central repository. It can be used for having a centrally locked catalog. We can have, we can store images, we can retrieve it at the go, and it's easier to distribute large collection of objects and digital assets when you have a enterprise level DAM solution. DAMs basically have a core idea that it should be able to involve persuasive content. It should be able to serve persuasive content. When we say persuasive content, it's basically content that is designed to influence the behavior of an external audience. So whenever a customer or a person visits an e-commerce website, you see on the right-hand side or at the low and at the bottom you see videos or technical documents or banners which attract the customers to buy that product, and it's basically a very targeted content based on what is the profile of the customer is. So digital asset management helps in getting all those information, all the persuasive content. As I mentioned, it includes cataloging and storage and secure retrieval of digital assets. Now on the slide you can see there's a new term or terminology called customer experience management. Let me have a brief detail about what this means. Customer experience management is a term which is associated with customers' experience whenever he goes into any of the shop or store. That's where the experience begins with. His experience begins at the start, exactly at the start when he goes into a store or any place. So this basically the customer experience management involves a lot of applications or solution. It's a set of solutions which enable the delivery of dynamic, targeted, and consistent content for digitally enabled consumers. Some of the basic parameters or relations on how DAM fits into CMX technologies are, as you know, marketing is the fuel that powers the content, powers the customer experience management. So anything which is marketed well is embraced by the customer. So you have to market well. Any product that you launch in the market, you should market it well so that the customer embraces that. So to have a good experience for customers, they need to have the marketing team needs to have the right solutions or right applications so that they can provide this good experience to the customer. So when you think about the right tools and processes, one of the best thing is the images, the videos which are visually more, which conveys a better message to the customer when you have images, videos attracted to us. So CXM DAM would be a part of, it would be like a core of the CMX solution. So when we talk about customer experience management, the DAM solution is the central hub from where all the images and the videos are serviced or given up to the customer. So CXM with DAM is a process-based solution that enables business users to create rich and engaging experiences. And that's what helps in gaining more access to the market or access to the consumer. It attracts a lot of, so this is one of the fields which is upcoming, and we can see a lot of changes that are going to happen with DAM. Till now, DAM has been considered as a standalone solution, which is not what we are going to see in near future. DAM is no longer going to be a standalone repository serving just images and video. It would be part of something bigger like a customer experience management, where we deliver a lot of content for targeted customers. So let's have a look at the DAM architecture, traditional architecture, and how it fits in the overall CMX strategy. When you see a DAM on the right-hand side, you see the traditional structure. It has a lot of services like acquisition service, which includes how you import, ingest, compose, encode, and collate, all these things. These are the processes which are part of the acquisition services. Then there is a distribution service, which would be how to distribute the image, how to download, how to report and all. Then there are retrieval services, which is what we do. We have the acquisition service, which is primary. Then there is another primary part of the DAM, which is the retrieval services, where we do a lot of transformation, converting of formats from one format, one GIF to PNG in case of images. There's a lot of decoding, encoding, transcoding, video, speech to text conversion, and all those stuff, which will be part of the retrieval services. Then, of course, every DAM solution at the enterprise level needs to have a management service, which is basically to authenticate. You need to have a secure way of giving out content. Content is something that for an enterprise, it's very valuable, it's very secure. So you need to have right authentications and roles in the place to so that it can be managed better. So management services basically deals with authentication. How do we search? How do we index assets in a particular DAM? On the left-hand side, you can see the overall CXM. When we have the presentation services and the measurement services along with DAM, the traditional DAM, it becomes the overall CXM, which is the customer experience management. The presentation services will basically have more information about the kind of audience or the kind of profiles who are where they are based or which age group they belong to. This would help them DAM in providing better images or images which are very targeted to that particular profile. Measurement services are basically reporting things which are available for the administrators so that they can better use all the information to attract or gain more return on investments and gain more market share. So these information will basically help in getting more revenues and more involvement of the customers. So where does this all ends up? So all the images, all the videos, all the assets, or basically all the digital assets, where does they end up? So if you look at this slide, it shows us that from the consumer perspective, it's everywhere. The images are images and assets, digital assets are all over the place, everywhere available. It's available on TV, mobile, syndication, retail. You have kiosks, you have websites, online stores, promotions, everywhere. So basically, you need to cater to all of this environment and all of these platforms. So a DAM solution is basically a central repository, as I mentioned, but it should have the capability to serve all these endpoints. So we should both online and offline. This includes both the print media. It's not just restricted to the online channel. It also involves the offline channels and print media. We can have assets which are of different sizes, dimensions, resolutions for offline media. So that's what are the basic benefits of having a digital, like I've already talked about. This slide has a concise view of everything. Why we need a DAM. See, marketing right now is a big challenge, so regardless of the size of the company. So in order to communicate with your customers and prospects, you need to have the right and the targeted content in the right format so that your content reaches the right person. The right content means the picture, text, videos, which are more appropriate for a region, geography, demography, or culture. So have you, most of us would have noticed that it's very difficult to find the good thing or the right thing at the right point of time because you don't get it in the right format. These are all the issues which get resolved when you use a DAM. When you use DAM, you don't have to think about what formats you need to know, whether it's the current version. Versioning is one problem that we all face every time, whether the document is current or not. Has it been updated? So having a DAM solution always helps because we can always rely that we'll always be working on a current version of the file. So it also helps us in providing rapidly locating or searching the files, automating the content for different sizes or different medias like web, print, and it can also have a lot of review approval cycles which can follow the internal process or internal audit process that you follow in the company. So DAM provides a tools or platform for marketing team, basically, which would easily help them in collaborating all the content and find everything in one place and accurately. So it resolves most of the issues that we face with documents and images that we don't find in our daily content. If you don't use a DAM, it would be a difficult ask to get all this information collected at the correct one. So it also enables a lot of marketing agility. So if we can have the right information at the right time, it can also result in lower cost, better or faster market access entry. So that if there is a product launch happening, so it gives us a business agility to get on and immediately get on the products available. Everything would be available. And there would be something like a web-to-go collateral creation. All these tools are available. It can these kind of tools work with DAM to enable marketers to integrate the right images and video. So all of this also has a lot of things to do with the brand consistency. So if it's large enterprises, you can have brand consistency across all of the teams, all of the different teams that you have in the company. So all of them can maintain a single repository from where you can have all the branding materials which can be distributed. So that is why these are all the benefits why we use DAM. So since we have already, I think we have a brief introduction of what DAM actually is. We will be illustrating how DAM has been dealt with in a real life scenario. Ravi would be helping us present the case scenario for a retail platform. So over to Ravi for that.
Thanks, Sri. That was a beautiful piece of information around what DAM is all about. So essentially, the concept of digital asset management, when it is applied to a retail platform, there are several difficulties or challenges that digital asset management system needs to overcome. And for a typical enterprise like acme.com, which is a large retail brand that needs to build their own e-commerce platform. So we've taken two use cases here just to illustrate various aspects of a DAM implementation on retail. So use case one talks about building an own e-commerce platform solution, and use case two talks about how acme.com wants to consciously increase their return on investment from their unified digital platform that caters to their multi-channel commerce capabilities, right? So acme.com is a large retail brand. As part of its product offering, it has close to 3 million products on the e-commerce catalog, which caters to all its digital channels. So that itself poses the challenge of volume, right? When we talk about volume, 3 million products is quite a lot of products. When we talk about a product on e-commerce, really, if you look at the logical view of a product, it can be visualized as several bunch of attributes on the commerce system, and these attributes basically help define that object of a product on the e-commerce. So one of these bunch of attributes, is the digital assets. We have different, buckets, like, just to illustrate the point, we have like marketing attributes, social attributes, several, pricing or referential attributes, which help define what that product, how it ties into the, sales taxonomy, or, the catalog structure, which other products it can be bundled or, recommended with, and so on and so forth. So this bucket of, digital asset attributes, which encompass the images, videos, the 360-degree views of the product, flash content, any collateral or documents for that particular product. All these essentially are various attributes for a particular product. So these rich media attributes which tie into a product on an e-commerce system, the single largest or most prominent one of all these are the images. Right? So when we talk about an image and we think about an image on an e-commerce platform, there are several different views that an e-commerce platform may have to render. So depending upon the channel and depending upon the view that that particular image needs to be rendered in, there arises a need to show various sizes of that particular image. There may also be requirements where a particular size may be an off-scale size or an off-aspect size, which then needs to be padded with certain background to make it comply to the overall visual design of that page. So in this example, we have just considered these different views and these 7 different image sizes which are required to cater to the views of the www, in-store kiosk, and the mobile channel. Right. So if I talk about 3 million products, it translates into roughly about 3 million into the multiplication factor of 7 here in our example. So those many number of physical assets or images need to be generated to cater to these views. Right. So in order for implementing that, the requirement of this platform would be that all the e-commerce system should scale uniformly for any product load or refresh operations. Right. Typically, these operations tend to peak up during certain seasons like the holiday season or new product launches. And when these peak up, all the systems need to be geared up in order to scale up according to the rising tide. So also it should be very easy to add additional delivery channels without having to majorly overhaul the underlying framework and lay of the land. The system also should be very adaptable to any changes or additions in the presentation of the views that the system basically delivers across time. So all this taken into consideration, the defining requirements or bunch of requirements for a typical digital asset management system would include an ability to load the original or new images for products into the DAM repository, an ability to tag them and basically make them searchable or easy for retrieval at a later point in time. Also an ability to derive multiple image rendition sets for these different channels and image sizes as required by the view, and also an ability to convert the original high resolution studio images or the creatives into new variations which can be